Hi Danielle, I hope this helps. Okay, so Tony Stark is an inventor and the CEO of this company that makes big weapons. He gets kidnapped, he makes an Iron Man suit to get out, and then he decides to develop the suit and use it to pursue peace after a lifetime of making weapons of war. Also, he has a girlfriend named Pepper Potts, and his bodyguard slash BFF is named Happy. At the end of the movie, this guy with an eye patch named Nick Fury shows up and tells him that he needs to talk to him. Also, there was a Hulk movie, and at the end, Tony Stark shows up because he needs to talk to the Hulk. Then there was Iron Man 2, where we learned what everybody needs to talk to everybody else about, the Avengers Initiative. This government organization called S.H.I.E.L.D. is putting together a big team of powerful people in case something ever happens that's really bad. Also, we meet Black Widow. She's a secret agent who can do flips and has guns, and that's kind of her whole thing. And Iron Man's friend Rhodey gets a gray Iron Man suit, and he's called War Machine. Then there's Thor. Thor is the god of thunder, and he's from a kingdom called Asgard that's in another realm, and his brother Loki is the god of mischief, and he is a bad guy. Then there's Captain America. Back during World War II, he was this skinny kid who loved his best friend Bucky, he loved America, and he loved being a nice guy, so they gave him a bunch of super soldier serum, and now he's jacked, and he fought a bunch of Nazis, including this bad guy, and his name is Red Skull, and he has this blue magic cube thing called the Tesseract. He watches his best friend Bucky fall off a train, and at the end of the movie, Captain America has to nosedive one of the Nazi planes into some ice to save the world, but that means that he gets stuck in the ice too, and he can't talk to his girlfriend anymore until 2011, when they freeze him out, and he's still alive, and he's still young, and he's still jacked. Then we have the Avengers. Nick Fury, the eye patch guy, brings together Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Black Widow, and this other guy named Hawkeye who does bow and arrow stuff because Loki, Thor's brother, comes to destroy Earth. They have a big fight in New York City with a bunch of aliens and they save the world. Then there's Iron Man 3, where not much happens, but Iron Man is still reeling from fighting all those aliens in New York and he hangs out with this kid named Harley. Then there's Thor 2, which we don't talk about. Then there's Captain America 2, the government people who put the Avengers together, S.H.I.E.L.D., who was secretly being taken over by all the Nazis from the first Captain America, so he destroys the whole organization. Also now there's a superhero named Falcon who can fly, and surprise, Captain America's best friend Bucky got frozen at 2 after he fell off that train, and some bad guys turned him into an assassin, so he's still alive, but he has a metal arm, and he got brainwashed, and he's called the Winter Soldier, and he has to relearn how to be a good guy. Then there's Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a team of people who met in prison, in space, and a lot of them used to be bad people, but they help each other, and they like to listen to old music together. There's Star-Lord, who's a person, Rocket, who's a raccoon, Groot, who's a tree, and 2 green people, Drax and Gamora. Gamora's dad is this guy named Thanos, but we'll get back to that. Then there's Avengers 2. Iron Man accidentally makes this robot that tries to kill all the people in the world, so they fight him in this big city called Sokovia, and now there's 2 new characters, a nice robot named Vision and a magic girl named Scarlet Witch, and also they date each other? Then there's Ant-Man. He's funny, he can steal stuff, and he can shrink or grow really big. We also learn in this movie that there's this place called the Quantum Realm. It's when you shrink smaller than an atom, and it's really trippy, and it's also easy to get lost in there. Then there's Captain America 3. After all the Avengers wrecked that city in the last Avengers movie, the UN tries to make the Avengers part of the UN, and Tony likes that idea because he feels really bad, but Steve doesn't like that idea because he thinks they need to be able to make their own decisions. Everybody chooses sides and they fight each other. They don't kill anybody, but they also don't end the movie on speaking terms, and everybody spreads out around the world. Also, Black Panther and Spider-Man are here now. Iron Man finds Spider-Man. He's just a sweet little Brooklyn high school boy, and Black Panther is from this African kingdom called Wakanda. Then there's Doctor Strange. He was this hotshot doctor who got in a car accident, and then he learned a bunch of magic from this bald lady and this guy named Wong. And then he got a cape that can totally move on its own because I guess it's alive. Also, he has this green thing called the Time Stone that lets him control time. Then there's Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Star-Lord and Gamora, Thanos' daughter, start dating, and also Nebula joins the team. She's this bald blue lady who used to be bad because Thanos, who's also her dad, was mean to her, but now she's good. Also, they all kill Star-Lord's dad because he was a really bad guy. What's up with all these bad dads? Then there's Spider-Man Homecoming. Iron Man eventually asks Spider-Man to be on the Avengers, and he says no so he can be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man instead. Then there's Thor Ragnarok. Thor becomes the new king of his homeland, which again is called Asgard. He gets all of his hair cut off, he loses an eye, and he starts being funny now. Also, his home gets destroyed, so they have to take everybody from Asgard and put them on a big spaceship to safety. Also, there's this girl named Valkyrie, who used to be basically a knight for Asgard, and then becomes a drunk gambler on this trash planet, and then comes with Thor and starts doing all kinds of cool knight stuff again. Then there's Black Panther. Again, his name is T'Challa, and he becomes the king of this African nation called Wakanda after his dad dies. And because he's the king, it also means he has to become the Black Panther. Wakanda also has a lot of this metal called vibranium. Black Panther has a sister named Shuri, who's really good with technology, and there's a bald lady who leads this cool army called Okoye. Then there's Avengers Infinity War. Thanos, Gamora, and Nebula's dad goes around the universe and collects all these things called Infinity Stones. The Hydra guy's Tesseract is one of them. There's one in Vision's head. Doctor Strange's Time Stone is one. But he's really afraid there are too many people alive in the universe and that we don't have enough resources, so he needs to kill off a lot of people. He kills Loki, he kills everyone on the Asgard ship, and he kills his own daughter Gamora to get the last stone. Things are looking pretty bad, and Doctor Strange tells Iron Man that things are looking pretty bad, and he says,
"We're in the endgame now."
And when Thanos gets all the stones, he puts them in this big glove called the Infinity Gauntlet, and then he snaps his fingers, and half the life in the universe dies like that. So Black Panther is dead, Spider-Man is dead, Doctor Strange is dead, Vision is dead, Wanda is dead, Mantis is dead, Nick Fury is dead, Star-Lord is dead, Drax is dead, Groot is dead, Bucky is dead, Falcon is dead, Shuri is dead, Ant-Man's girlfriend Wasp is dead, but the original 6 Avengers are still alive, along with a few others. Then there's Ant-Man and the Wasp, where nothing important happens, but at the end of the movie, Ant-Man is subatomic in the quantum realm when the Thanos snap happens, so there's nobody at the controls to bring him back out because they got turned into dust. So now he's stuck in the quantum realm until further notice. Finally, there's Captain America. Back in the 1990s, Carol Danvers was this intergalactic warrior who was actually fighting for the bad guys, but she didn't know it because they messed with her memory. She comes to Earth, she meets Nick Fury, she gives him a pager and says to use it if Earth ever really needs help because this girl has about every superpower you can think of. And that's why at the end of Infinity War, right before Nick Fury dies, he pulls out his pager to call her back to Earth. Yeah, okay, so that's all of it.